Welcome to another Sunday WOAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Brandy Lawrence, and today we are joined by another distinguished guest, actually two guests this time. Amanda Hammonds and Dominique Marcus from the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition are here with us this morning. Amanda Hammonds is the coalition's chair, while Dominique Marcus serves as the SAPT coordinator. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us, Brandy.
Oh, no problem. Absolutely. So for the people out there that don't know, what does the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition do?
Well, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we help facilitate community partnerships. We like to build relationships with other organizations and businesses in the community. We work to have education through evidence-based programs in different community sectors, as well as try to create a lifestyle of drug-free and safe environments.
Wonderful, wonderful. And how is the coalition structured?
We're actually structured of a mixture of in-kind members, as well as our first hired employee as a SAP coordinator, Dominique Marcus. We have the chair, the vice chair, the treasurer, the secretary, and then we are separated off into different subcommittees as well. So we have the adult subcommittee, we have the youth SAD, Students Against Destructive Decision Making, with Kelly Elkins, as well as our public relations, fundraising, and a few more on its way. We have the Beauty of Another Chance intervention subcommittee now.
Oh, that's wonderful. And we've actually spoke with Kelly Elkins here on the forum. She was here for Rotary After Hours. But
she was.
Yeah. And how can someone get involved or be a member of the coalition if they were interested?
It's easy to get involved as a member of the coalition. We are always looking for inspired people in the community to help serve. Our voice really matters, and it matters coming from other people in Raleigh County. The adult subcommittee has a meeting at this time. We're currently looking for a chair for that, so if anybody's interested, as well as our public relations and fundraising. We have our general membership meetings for the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition on every fourth Thursday via Zoom on noon. If you would like to be added to our email list, please just send your request to raleighprevention@gmail.com. We also have the Beauty of Another Chance, which is the third Thursday of each month at 6:30 via Zoom. And the SAD meets with the students. We actually have Kelly Elkins as the chair to help kind of organize and facilitate, but the students are the ones that have the voice in SAD. So the students actually meet in person, and they meet at 200 Virginia Street. I think it's on the first Monday of each month.
Wonderful, wonderful. And actually, that might have covered our next question: when and how do you usually meet?
Yeah. So that's how we meet usually. You can reach out to us at 681-222-0030 or on our email address, or you can also follow us on Facebook at Raleigh County Prevention Coalition.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Dominique, as the SAP coordinator, what are your interests in the community this season?
Well, we have multiple events planned for this season, as well as plans for building partnerships with the schools in our county to focus on prevention education within the school system. We also have tons of involvement with our local PD planned with multiple projects. And we're also teaming up with Raleigh County Family Support Center to focus on prevention education in the East Beckley area, as well as other underserved areas in our community. We are trying to have a strong partnership with the city of Beckley and the county, which would include like the county commissioner's office, the Raleigh County Sheriff's Department, Health Department, the DHHR, and the Board of Education. So.
And what type of events has the the Prevention Coalition done so far?
We've hosted multiple events this past year, including we had Women's Appreciation Day, which was last March, and it was a day where we set up and gave out women's necessity items as well as resources and information, and every woman that stopped by that day got a flower and a hug as they left. We've had multiple pop-up Narcan training and distribution events, which we later named the Beauty of Another Chance. That was due to hearing multiple stories of people that were coming to get the Narcan and how many lives it saved and how it gives people another chance at life. So we named those Beauty of Another Chance, and we gave out around 1,000 boxes of Narcan within 3 months. So that was a good thing. We also had HIV and Hep C testing at those events as well, and then gave out hygiene items and resources and information too. And then we had International Overdose Awareness Day. That's an annual event, and that happens at the end of August. That is to show support to the family members and loved ones that have lost members of their family. And then we've had I'm so sorry. So we've had Save a Life Day. We did that's throughout the entire state. All 55 counties do the Save a Life Day for Narcan, and we gave out about 800 boxes just in one day that day. We also had the voter registration event where we informed the community through the new legislation that previously incarcerated people are allowed to vote. And then we have had partnered up with Beckley PD to do a drug take back day where you bring back all your medications that are unused or expired to dispose of safely.
So many things.
Yeah, so many things.
Yes.
And they're really necessary, because we talk a lot, here on the news about the opioid epidemic and how it's pretty much ravaged West Virginia. So what you're doing is really, substantial, really helpful.
Thank you.
No problem. And what events do you have planned for this year? Like anything new and exciting coming up?
Due to the continued need that's displayed by the community, we're going to continue and do all of the above events that I had just mentioned, and then plus some. Our first upcoming event is going to be May 20th, and we're going to partner up with a cafe that is a small local business, and that is to raise money for the arts and music programs within our school system. Art and music are used as prevention tools, so if we give our children an outlet, maybe they won't turn to using drugs or tobacco or alcohol.
And these will be free events in the community?
Yes.
Okay. And if, someone wanted to volunteer or get involved in some type of way, would they just need to get in contact with you? Or are you looking for people to help out?
Always looking for people. They can contact us at raleighprevention@gmail.com or call the phone number 681-222-0030, and they'll get a hold of one of us and we'll happily get them involved.
Wonderful. And just kind of like a personal question, what does the SAP coordinator do?
So the SAP coordinator the SAP grant is the grant that funds the coalition. So the SAP coordinator organizes and directs those funds throughout the fiscal year.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I think that is it for our first half. Come back and see us in our second half where I speak with Amanda Hammonds and Dominic Marcus more about the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition and everything it does for the community. Welcome back to Community Forum. I am here with Amanda Hammonds, who is the chair of the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition, and Dominic Marcus, who is the SAP coordinator for the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition. And we're talking about everything that the coalition is doing for Beckley and pretty much Raleigh County as a whole. So what inspired you all to get involved with the coalition?
Well, I'm actually a person that's in long-term recovery. So over 6.5 years, there was a point in my recovery where I really didn't feel connected, like that I had a purpose. And not to say as a person that I don't have purpose, because we all do, but something about volunteering with an organization that's doing things to help others fill the place that nothing else could.
Wonderful, wonderful. And for you?
And I'm a person in long-term recovery as well. And it's something that it felt right for me. I never even thought about volunteering before, and I had someone call me and ask if I would like to volunteer for, it was actually a Save a Life Day event, and I volunteered, and then I just kind of fell into it, and I volunteered for about 1.5 years before I became the SAP coordinator.
And what was it like to, volunteer for these events, especially just coming into the coalition?
It was exhilarating, honestly. Just all the people that came together for one purpose, all the different stories that led them there. I think it was in early 2021, we had the International Overdose Awareness Day event, which is actually a national event. And having it there in the small town of Beckley and seeing all the people gather together to honor those that had been lost from a fatal overdose, and also support the members of the community that are attempting to strive in recovery so that, you know, we don't have to face those same ends. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. There was actually a double rainbow by the end of that event that covered the half side of Beckley. We have pictures of that. It was absolutely amazing. So that's really my story. I feel like it was a godsend. You know, it came to me, and I was able to be a part of something that was bigger than me.
That's great. That's great. And for you?
Working the events, being at the events are two different experiences. But I love working the events, just seeing the people, talking with the people, hearing their stories. That really makes an impact on my personal life and the way that I live and the way that I try to raise my children as well. So I think that it's, like she had said, you know, the beauty of it, the beauty of community coming together, it's an amazing experience.
Wonderful, and you're doing good work. So I think that double rainbow is just like a sign, that, you know.
That's how we feel.
You know. And how long have you all been serving for the coalition?
So it was early 2021, probably in the spring that I started serving. I was volunteering at a couple different organizations, Warm Hand and Warm Hearts. I volunteered there, and I'd find other things to do in the community at One Voice, the Beckley Recovery Community Center. And this one kind of just needed me at the same time I needed them, and it took off. You know, we have a core membership of some very strong people that have been doing this since 2016. So I was honored to be a part of it, and I was grateful that I had a place to really serve my purpose in recovery.
And for you?
And mine was about the same, early 2021, yes. That's whenever the Save a Life Day that happened in 2021 is when I volunteered, and then I just kind of fell into it and I just fell in love.
Wonderful. And since you started in 2021, this is like about a year into the pandemic. Has anything changed from then, like during the pandemic sort of, to now where things are a little more free?
So I'll say that the pandemic definitely had an impact that was negative on the rise of opioid use. Just, you know, a combination of isolation, you know, the environment changing so suddenly. A lot of people were out of work. You know, there was so much strain, you know, on the economy. And I think it impacted our people very much so. So with that rise, we had a lot of overdose numbers go up. And so we were fighting to try to bring those back down. So in last year, you know, giving out those over 1,000 boxes of Narcan, outreach to the community, just giving information and really meeting people where they're at, definitely made an impact. We've seen the numbers definitely lower. We've had every person in Beckley, West Virginia that is impacted by substance use come to us and say that it feels safe. So I think that that's a difference that we wanted to make. We want to continue doing that because we know that there's always new opportunities to do so.
That's great, and it's actually going to ask about, you know, the impact on the opioid epidemic. Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely where I was going next, especially with, you know, your free Narcan giveaways and things like that. And how is the police? How did the local police force? How do they play like a hand in this? Are they pretty supportive of you all?
Yes, very, very supportive. We have a couple of the members of the police department that have been a tremendous help to us with, you know, distributing Narcan and just, you know, being there and just to be supportive. It's been really, really nice.
And with the recent, we actually just talked about recently how they're going to start doing Narcan over the counter. Do you believe that that's going to help you out the coalition a lot too? Or are you still going to do the giveaways?
We're really grateful for that legislation. And we've been working with the community to kind of make sure that they're aware of what's happening. You know, when something happens in legislation, it takes a little while to get down to the city level. So we've been working with the Good Samaritan law, which protects a person that calls 911 during an overdose. And that is a really amazing thing to let people know. Like, you're not in danger when you call 911, no matter what the situation may be. And also working with pharmacies to let them know that they can actually prescribe it to any person that's given an opioid pain medicine, and that it's safe to carry, that it's actually a very smart thing to have with you no matter who you are or for what purpose you're in the community.
Wonderful. And speaking of the community, how has the community really stepped up to support you all?
We've had a lot of support from the city of Beckley. So So during our pop-up Narcans last year, it was a very fast and quick movement that we tried to make because we saw the overdoses raising, so we kind of shot to action, and we called them pop-up because that's exactly what they were. We would just call the city and say, hey, can we come here at this date and time, is it open? And they were very supportive of that. They allowed us to set up at multiple places in the city of Beckley and pass out Narcan and information and really bridge that gap between service and treatment and our services.
That's wonderful. And what would you like, people to know most about the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition? Like, people out there that may not be familiar with it, people out there that may not even know that they need your services. Like, what would you kind of say to them?
Well, first I want to talk about how we focus in youth. So we definitely want to make sure that we implement evidence-based programs and information. So we want to create safe environments for our youth to know that they don't have to smoke, they don't have to drink, and they don't have to use in order to have fun. So that's one of the biggest messages that we want to make an impact on as the new generations, to understand that we won't have to work like this to meet you where you're at if you just don't make that choice. So with SAD and the Students Against Destructive Decision Making, they definitely get information on that, how to create healthy relationships and make good choices. And as far as the community that's impacted by substance use, we prefer to meet them where they're at, no matter what that is. And I want everyone to know that they have a safe place with us, no matter what part in your recovery that you're in. Even if you're a person that just supports recovery, we're always looking for others' voices, because it takes a different voice to meet a different voice. So everybody's story matters.
And what's something that you know as someone who's been through it, someone who is now in a position to help others, what would you say to those people out there that are looking for help but they don't really know where to find it, or they may not feel like they can push through and actually be where you are?
Well, first step, you can call the phone number, and that rings to my phone, and I would be more than happy to try to give you all the resources that I possibly can to help you in your recovery. I'm a person, like I said, I'm a person in long-term recovery, and Narcan saved my life on multiple occasions. So I have been there, and there is a way out. And so if anybody needs help, just please call that 681-222-0030.
I think the most important message there really is, it doesn't matter where you're at. You can reach out to us and we'll try to meet you where you're at. I can't say that enough, because truly I know what that felt like. When you're on the outside of the community and you don't feel like you really have a place, it's scary. You don't know what numbers to call, what buildings to go to, what people are going to treat you with respect from wherever you're at in substance use. And we want to create an environment that allows people to be supported.
That's wonderful, because there is, I'm sure you all know, there's people in recovery that there is a stigma tied to it, but it is a disease. Honestly, it's something that people can't get out of. If it was something that you could just snap out of, then you would. And I feel like what you're doing is very important, to kind of show people, hey, this is something that we can get through together.
Thank you. Yes. If there's other organizations that want to get involved in maybe stigma language or stigma in rural communities, we understand that stigma can be just a lack of information sometimes. It can be formed by that, and we want to create an environment that educates on the proper language and evidence-based information on what substance abuse disorder is and how it gets formed and how we can help. So Dominique actually offers that training to the communities, and we can come facilitate it anytime an organization would like to get involved.
That's wonderful. So it's open to any of the organizations in the community that want to help out.
Anyone who would like to have their employees or their members take a course in breaking stigma in rural communities, or just have a naloxone training, Narcan training. And I also do a train the trainer, so I can train someone to become a trainer as well. So if anyone would be interested in that, I'm more than happy to accommodate.
And that might be something that we can even do here at WOAY. We have a whole news team, so I think it'll be good information for us to know.
Thank you.
Yes, especially with the the prevalence of Narcan and naloxone and things like that. I think everyone should kind of know that. And I don't know if you've heard about the new legislation they're trying to pull for in schools. They're going to put Narcan and naloxone there available, and you would hope that they wouldn't have to use it, but it's good just in case. So
Yeah,
rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Definitely, definitely. So, is there, anything else, that we should know about, the coalition? Why do you believe that it's important, for the community to be involved and to know what it is that you all do?
Right. So I think that substance abuse can affect anyone. It does not discriminate. So in order for us to really reach people and where they're at, we need different kind of people to reach different kind of people. We all have different, places in which we came from, ways in which we were raised, things that we believe, and you might be able to relate to someone on a level that you never thought you could just by being yourself. So the more people we can get involved, that maximizes the more people that we can bring help to.
And let's see. You did say you're always looking for volunteers and things, so they can just get in touch with you to do that. Is it kind of like cleanup, or is it passing out Narcan and things, or just kind of all of the above type task that they need?
Yeah, no, it can be everything. Our events are focused around making sure that we distribute information, Narcan. We're actually starting something with suicide prevention as well. So if the community would like to get involved to just help out in an event, that is definitely possible. Just come and talk to the community and be present. There's opportunities to come and maybe share your story or just be supportive. Many different roles at play there. If you'd like to get trained on the naloxone and learn how to distribute that in the community, Dominique can also do that. So in any way possible that you'd like to get involved. And I want to mention again with SAD, reaching out to Kelly Elkins as a youth, you can truly have a voice there. So she may be the adult chair, but it's the youth that have the voice. They make the decisions, they choose how to speak to other youth and what that message really looks like. So I encourage all youth to get involved as well, be part of that change.
And the youth that you do see get involved with this program, do you, what type of reaction do they have to it? Are they...
Well, I say that they're making good decisions. So they're really strong members in their school as well. So they work for rights that are equal, making sure that other students are aware of the fact that they don't have to make bad decisions to have fun. So I think that's the strongest thing. I really can't tell you what a youth would be thinking or how to speak to youth, but that youth member can do that to others. And that's the impact that's really important.
That's great, and it really helps kind of counteract that peer pressure sometimes from other kids, because vaping has been a big thing that a lot of kids have been doing, and they're trying to kind of stop that. But I think when you see, especially as a young person, other people around you doing certain things, you do kind of feel that pressure to join in too. So I think those youth members, they can make more of an impact, I guess, and talk to those kids and be like, you don't have to do this. That's wonderful. So let's see. Blinking here. So how did you, how did you go from volunteering to becoming the chair of the coalition?
It was, that's a kind of a funny story. So we actually have Danielle Stewart, Kelly Elkins, and Dee Sizemore that currently served in 2016 up to 21. They still serve as members in a capacity. And I was volunteering at an event for Narcan distribution, and Dee just told me that I had something that she familiarized with. She still to this day has not given me the gift of telling me what that was. But I don't think she really has to, because once I got involved in going to these events and seeing people, I myself was breaking stigma within myself. I can carry stigma by thinking that other people think of me some certain way because I'm in recovery, or that they judge the community that's currently in substance use. And it was just exposure to the environment that educated me to realize that I can break stigma within myself. And that was the empowering thing that continued to help me volunteer. I am still currently an in-kind volunteer as the chair of the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition. So, and I will continue to be. We have a voting each fiscal year, so at that time, hopefully new members will get involved.
Wonderful. And how about you? How did you go from volunteering to becoming the SAP coordinator?
Well, the position became available, I guess it was around the time that the voting happened, and around in October. And I applied, and whenever I did my interview, they said that they couldn't think of a better person to do it, because I'm at every event. I'm always very hands-on, so I just kind of fell into that as well, just by doing the thing that I'm passionate about and the things that I love, which is helping the community. So
that's great. And you know, in a perfect world, you know, in the future, what are some kind of things that you would like to see the coalition do? Like, just no matter how far-fetched it is, like what type of like events do you think that you would love to see going forward, or type of initiatives that you would like to look at?
Honestly, I think our events are pretty top-notch at this time. We do those to bring outreach and information to the community that's underserved, and also to allow people to know that we're here, so they can reach out to us to get involved or to share information. We are always looking for community members. We are actually wanting to get involved with the DHHR and the health department, even more involved with the local PD, the county commissioner, just to kind of support us with their knowledge of years of how the city's worked, what hasn't worked. If we can learn from them, we can grow to a capacity to serve a greater number of people. So that's really our goal, is to meet more people with more knowledge to support the message.
Wonderful.
And with, you said, as far-fetched as possible, so I would like to have naloxone vending machines set up around the county. I would like to have safe use vending machines set up around the county, as well as maybe possibly a syringe exchange for the people who are still in active substance use. And I have a whole list of stuff. There's a whole lot of things that I'm working towards that I would love to see within the community. So hopefully we can get those vending machines soon.
Yeah,
definitely. And I think with partnering, you know, with all the people that you spoke of, the DHHR, things like that, you all could come together and make that really happen, because they have kind of, you know, the facilities to really make that happen. How about local businesses? Would they, you know, could they reach out to you all as well and help out in any type of way?
Yes, actually, in our general membership meetings, we have many local businesses and organizations in different sectors. So we're always looking for new members. So because it's been going on since 2016, sometimes people change roles and, you know, are no longer with the facility. But we want members in every facility to be involved. Great. No matter what it is that you're doing, you may have been impacted by substance use in one way or another, either your family, your friends, or your neighbor, and you can be part of the change.
Great. Thank you all so much for joining us today. That will do our community forum for this week. You guys be sure to come back next week. We will speak to more distinguished guests about everything that's impacting us here in Southern West Virginia. Have a happy Sunday.